Welcome to our Birdwatcher Shadow Box tutorial. I'm Charee Filimoehala here at the Graphic 45 headquarters, and I am so excited to teach you how to take our window shoulder box and turn it into a home decor masterpiece like this one. This has been created for us this month by Maria Cole, and if you know her work, you know that she's always creating chic and elegant projects, and this one is no exception to that. So I'll teach you how to create some fun dimension using chipboards, our Graphic 45 rose bouquet, and some fussy cuts. You'll be decorating the inside of the box as well, and the back, creating this just a show-stopping piece for your desks and shelves as well. We love this box because it can be used in so many different ways. You can use it to store your photos or other memorabilia, or of course you can follow along with our other wallet album tutorial and create one or a few of those to perfectly store in your box as well. So to create this project in your Club G45 kit this month, you'll be getting our Birdwatcher collector's pack, or collection pack rather. You get 16 double-sided sheets in there, 2 of 8 different designs, as well as 2 cardstock stickers. You'll be getting our Graphic 45 precious pink roses, as well as the Birdwatcher chipboard, which is always so nice to add that nice dimension and polish. You'll be getting our brand new handle set. You get 4 different handles in there, and of course the window shoulder box. So we're excited about these two staples. They're not yet available on our website as is, just as in pieces, but they will be up and available. They should be up by the end of May 2021. And then of course you'll be getting the project sheet with step-by-step directions as well. So along with these 2 projects, Maria Cole has created a 3rd project for our Club G45 this month, and you can find the tutorial for this DIY paper desktop organizer in the description below as well. So hop on over to our website to pick up the kit or become a subscriber, where you get this kit sent to you directly by mail every month, or head on over to your local G45 retailer or online shop and pick up the goodies and create along with us. So we look forward to creating some paper magic with you. So now that you've got your supplies ready to go, we can get started on creating this fun and fabulous shadow box. I do want you to note, if you're using the project sheet, if you printed it out from our website or you got it with your kit, the first measurements for cutting won't match up with the image. So what we'll be doing is we'll be cutting our paper to 7.5 by 9 1/8, and not the first listed measurement. If you do cut it to those measurements and then follow the rest of the directions, they will all fit on your box. They will just be going horizontally rather than vertically. So that being said, step 1, we have grabbed our Just Breathe paper and we have trimmed this down to be 7.5 by 9 1/8. And then we have trimmed off 1 1/8 by 9 1/8 from the left-hand side. And then our center panel, from there we cut a piece that is 5 1/4 by 9 1/8. And then what we have left over here is a 1 1/8 by 9 1/8 piece. So you can see they do all go together like a puzzle piece. So when you're looking at your box from side back to side, it will all nicely fit together. And then with the leftover piece, we've cut out 2 pieces that are going to be 5 1/4 by 1 1/8. Step 2, grab your window shoulder box, and we are going to take off the lid. And like a lot of our boxes, when you first get them, they are a little bit tight, snug together. Kind of depends on how humid it is where you are, that things can tend to expand. So the best way when you first open it up is to kind of wiggle it around and play with it. If it is feeling a little more snug than you want it to be, you can always use a little bit of wax to wax up your just your edges here so things slide on a little bit better. So just a pro tip for you there. But I'm going to put my lid to the side, and we will adhere our pieces we just cut to the base of our box. So grabbing your adhesive of preference, we're going to adhere down our main panel. And this should fit nice and perfectly on your box. So just find that perfect placement, and once you are satisfied with how everything is laying, this is why I like liquid adhesive, because I can pull it up and move things around a little bit to get it where I want it to go. Well, once you've got it where you want it to go, just make sure you're really working from one edge to the other, getting out all those air pockets. So now I'm going to add my side pieces, and I want to make sure that my puzzle is fitting nicely together. So this one is going to go on this side, and I've added a good amount of my liquid adhesive, and this is all going to be nicely fitting together. You can see I want my edges to come up perfectly. So if you like using score tape or dry adhesive, go ahead and do that. I just don't always get it right the first few times, so I would suggest, unless you are really good at using that dry tape adhesive, to use a nice liquid adhesive. That way you can really get things perfectly in place before they are stuck there. And I'm using some art glitter glue. It's one of my favorite adhesives. And this edge was coming up just a little bit, so I'm going to make sure to add some more adhesive down there. And then we'll do our other side, making sure it's also matching up perfectly. Now we can slide this all right into place. I am really enjoying this method of covering a box. You know, I've been with Graphic 45 for 12 years now, and this is the first time I have ever decorated a box where we actually went from edge to edge with the paper, and I've got to say it's got a really satisfying feeling to it all. Some of the other boxes we've done, you can see we've always left kind of a bit of the box exposed and done mitering, or leaving the box exposed. And I think that I like that as well too. It has a nice clean look to it. It's easy to do. It's fun to ink those edges, but I've got to say I'm really enjoying this process today. So now we're going to glue on our side edge pieces. So these don't fit into the puzzle, but I do want them to be right side up. So it does kind of still look nice, but I'm making sure that my bird is going to be right side up, and I'll do the same on this side as well. Step 3 was learn to fly. Using that same model we used with our Just Breathe paper, where things are kind of flowing together for these long pieces. We have a piece that is 2 inches by 8 7/8. Our next one over is 4 7/8 by 8 7/8. And this last long one is 2 by 8 7/8. And then with our leftover piece that we have of this paper, we've cut out 2 more pieces that are going to be 4 7/8 by 2 inches. So step 4, we're going to adhere these pieces inside of our box. But because boxes can swell and paper measurements can just be slightly off, I always like to place my papers inside the box before adhering them. So you can see this is a little too tight of a fit for me. I am just going to be trimming off about 1/8 of an inch from the top. So just trim just the smallest amount from the top there. And let's try that again. see how things are fitting in there now. Now it seems to be a perfect fit. Now that we're all ready to slide that back into place and adhere that down. So just taking a bone folder or something that you can get in to make sure that this is really bonding with the bottom of your box and you're getting out any of those air pockets. And you won't be shocked to find out that these pieces are also a little bit too long, which makes sense. If that bottom one was, then these ones are most likely going to be as well. So just give these the same treatment, just trimming off about 1/8 of an inch from the top. Now we can slide these in to see if they are going to fit, making sure that I've got my pieces where I want them to go. And this one is fitting perfectly, but this one seems a little too tight still. So just trim off a little bit more. Easy does it. All right, got my good fit. Now I'll adhere those. So now just making sure I've got my right side up and that my pictures are still coming together nicely. I'm just going to slide this in all the way into the base. You can see I've got a nice solid fit and a little excess adhesive on the edge. So wipe that up, and then I'm going to go ahead and on its side just get my bone folder in there and smooth it out. And then do the same with the top and bottom. Step 5, with flock together, we are going to be cutting one piece that's 1 1/8 by 9 1/8. Our next piece is going to be 5 1/4 by 9 1/8. And then this last tall guy is going to be 1 1/8 by 9 1/8. And then with our leftover long 12-inch scrap, we are going to cut out 2 pieces that are going to be 5 1/4 by 1 1/8. We do want to make sure that all of our stripes are going vertically. Step 6, we're going to locate our shadow box lid and then our largest piece that we just cut out. And I'm going to find the placement I like on here. And you don't have to do this part, but I'm going to use some washi tape that we have laying around to kind of keep this in place where I want it to go. So making sure you find your ideal placement. I'm going to tape down my stripes, and then I can flip it over. And from here, I can take a pencil and trace out my window area. I'm actually going to be using a gold gel pen, so I can see it rather easily, but a pencil or any marking device is going to work just great for this. And now we can just pull off that washi tape. We're just going to take a cutting mat and a ruler and an X-Acto knife or craft knife, and we are just going to trace just on a little bit larger than what we traced around. We're going to cut it out. So I'm just going about a 1/16 of an inch larger than where we traced, since we traced inside the window. And then just work your way around, getting all 4 of those edges. So after you've cut out your window piece, you can go ahead and see how it looks on your box front, and then add your adhesive and adhere your pieces down to your box. So now I'm just going to add my last panel on and trying to match up those stripes the best I can, but also keeping this in the right place. It's looking pretty good. Just slide it just a tiniest bit down, and now it's matching up nicely. You can take our bone folder or even use your hands to kind of slide it around so you get it just how you like it. And I've always made sure that I got plenty of adhesive next to those edges, since this is a box and it will be coming up and down. We don't want those edges to come loose like here or here. So I added a good amount of adhesive just as close to the edge as I could. And now I'm really trying to, while my adhesive is still nice and wet, really getting a good bond to my box. So I'm finding the easiest way to do that is using my finger and going all the way around. Everything is looking super good at this moment. Step 9, our fussy cutting step. We always like to do this in a Graphic 45 project, is taking a busy paper like this one. We call these pages our signature pages that kind of sets the tone for the whole collection. My mom, who is the head designer of Graphic 45 and the CEO, she always sets the tone for the whole collection with this. She'll put in the color palette and the main imagery, and you can see there's always layers and layers. So we love these pages. Each of them, I believe, have anywhere from 500 or more layers to them. So when you look at them, there's a lot going on. But I know a lot of people say they don't know what to do with it other than put it in a frame. But we are going to show you what to do with it. So we're just going to be pulling out the images to decorate a box. So we're going to pull out these 3 stamps. So just trim around those with your paper trimmer, and then if you want to go above and beyond, you can always take your scalloped edge scissors and give it those nice little stamped edges. Then we are going to fussy cut out this bird, and we won't be cutting the legs because they won't be seen on our box anyway, so we're just going to cut out our bird, and then we'll cut out this large blossom with these leaves and this one as well. And just in case you're new to Graphic 45, I'll cut out this blossom for you here just to give you a sample, a taste of how we like to do our fussy cutting. So the first thing that we always want to do is loosely cut around the image that we want. We want to make sure that we don't obstruct other things that we could be using. So like I don't want to cut into these 2 eggs or into this bird to get out this flower. That way I can use those as other embellishments later. And then once you've got a more manageable size, we're going to just take our fine tip scissors, and of course you want to use just your sharpest fine tip scissors, and then we're just going to work our way around, kind of driving the paper through our blade. And how fussy you want to get is all up to you. So if you don't want to get too detailed with some of those cuts, if you leave it, no one will really notice. And if you ever make any mistakes, or you want to make your fussy cuts stand out even more on your layers of your project, it's always a great tip to just ink those edges. So you can ink them just with your favorite coordinating stamp inks, or you can even take like a marker and edge those cuts with a coordinating darker marker. And that way when you put it down onto your project, it'll really stand out, giving it that nice definition. We love doing fussy cutting with our scraps when we're left over with when we're done with our projects. Lots of times we have some bits and pieces and there's some great imagery left over, so it's fun to cut out those extra elements and then just add them while you're adding your own personal touches and photos into your albums or onto your cards. But of course, you can always drop down into the comments and leave us all your fussy cutting tips and let us know what are your secrets. So there we go. Now here's for the fun part. We are going to take our precious pink roses, some chipboard, our fussy cuts that we cut out, and decorate our box. So I'm starting out with my fussy cut flower we just cut out, and I want this to go towards the bottom on the left hand side. And so I'm just going to kind of put this, it's going to be off the side about a half an inch or so and about halfway up the box. And then taking our bird, I'm going to adhere this just in the corner. So I just added adhesive to the bottom, and then this is going to be on a diagonal like so, going straight down. Now I'm going to take this bird and angle it so it goes across my stamp and it's over my flower and going off a little bit as well. So I'm going to put adhesive here and here, and then adhere it to my pieces. You can see it's all coming together beautifully. Next, I'm going to take this fussy cut piece and I'm going to add some foam adhesive to that. So just grabbing some foam adhesive. You can also, of course, use extra chipboard that you have lying around, or some cardboard, and just adhere it down. Just anything that'll give it a little pop up and dimension. So I'm not adhering it just quite yet. I'm just kind of keeping it in the placement that I want it to be in, so I know where to add my adhesive, because where is going to be touching a surface. I don't want to put, pop dots right in the center where it's not going to be touching anything. So kind of being mindful about that. Now that I have my pop dots where I want them to go, we can adhere this down. So now we've added some nice dimension. You gotta love that those pop dots add that good, that nice shade, really bringing this to life. Now from our chipboard set, I'm going to be taking this chipboard, this tag chipboard piece, and just filing off those little nubs. I'm using a nail file, but of course you could use sandpaper, or you can even use your fine tip scissors to trim off those little beasts. So once we've done that, I'm going to add another layer of pop dots on the back of this right hand side here. And I can add adhesive to this area because we know that sticks onto that flower. Beautiful. And now we can arrange our flowers. So we have in your pack, you get 2 different leaf sets like this. So I'm going to adhere my leaf set down first. So I want it to come up around here and end somewhere over here. So I just put my adhesive down kind of where I want it to go and then guide my leaf into place. You can't always put your adhesive on the leaf itself and then put it down, whatever you find is easiest. And then taking one of our large roses, I'm going to pop that towards the bottom here. And then there's a few buds in there, and this one is a little more open than some of the other ones. So I'm going to take that one and cut off this extra stem. You can always save that for later and use it. And then just add adhesive on the flat side and adhere that down. We have these roses in quite a few different colors. We have purple and red and ivory and black. I think that they are so much fun to work with and really add a lot to your projects. And then this wiry circle piece, we actually cut this into 2 pieces. So I'm just going to be adding half of it down to the bottom, like so, and then the other half will go at the top. So now we're going to work on our arrangement up here. I'm going to have my leaf going down from the top. And put our large flower up here. This beautiful one with the green leaves we'll have here with the leaves coming off to the right hand side. So I'm going to glue in my curly Q piece first, and then my little rosebud. So there you have it. We have added our decoration to the front of our box, and you can see there's a lot of gorgeous dimension going on here. So pretty and fun to play around with. Of course, you can mix things up and do it however you want to arrange it. That's why we want to see your projects. So go ahead and share those with us on Instagram using that graphic45 hashtag. So for our last box step, we are going to grab for the bird's chipboard piece like this, and then our metal handle set. We want 2 of these little baby brads and one of the large handles. I'm so excited about these metal handle sets. I have been angling to get some metal handles for staples for quite a while. So I'm really excited that we finally got them, and I just think, you know, they're a nice heavy duty metal. They've got some nice detail and just so perfectly graphic45. So, and the other thing that's fun about these is that they fit right into this chipboard. So just taking your brad and plugging it through that chipboard. On the other side, isn't that a perfect fit? So clever of Maria to figure that out. So once we've added our cute little chipboard to our handle, Now let's go ahead and put our box together. So stinking cute. And we'll just add some nice heavy duty adhesive to this piece. So we want to make sure that we're not adhering our chipboard onto our other box. So I'll be mindful about where I place my liquid adhesive. Mostly focusing on the center. And then the other important thing here is making sure to give it ample time to dry before tugging on that handle. And once you find the placement, just go ahead and apply some nice pressure. And there you have it. We have completed our shadow box for this project, and it is so cute and was easy to do. So I think this would look so great with any of our Graphic 45 collections. This would be fun in a Christmas line. So we hope you pick up more of these shoulder boxes once they're available and create some more fun shadow box and storage organizers with them. Thanks so much for joining us for this tutorial. If you want to learn how to create this wallet fold mini album or the DIY desktop organizer, go ahead and click the links in the description below. And of course, if you're looking for more fun tutorials like this one, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and then hit that notification bell so you are alerted each time we upload a new genius tutorial like this one. We thank you so much for being a part of our Club G45 and creating along with us. Go ahead and share your projects with us on Instagram using that Graphic 45 hashtag. And as always, happy paper crafting.